Let's get sweaty.
Hello and welcome to the Shenmue Dojo Christmas Special for Radio Sega's Winterfest 2021. We hope you're enjoying the festive period and all of Radio Sega's shows and events. Check out radiosega.net to find out what's going on. For ourselves, we planned just a nice, relaxed, fun-filled Christmas show for you all today. So get out a nice mug of hot chocolate or eggnog and sit back by the fire listening to two rambling Shenmue fans chat about Bollocks Christmas edition. Okay, so I am James Brown, and as always, I'm joined by Santa's little helper himself, Matthew Oliver. Merry Christmas, Matt.
Merry Christmas, that's very polite, Santa's little helper. I've been called a lot worse over the years.
I'm sure you have, mate. How's it going?
Yeah, good, man. All good. Getting into Christmas, getting into the Christmas spirit, winding down for work, etc. You?
Yeah, all good. I'm starting to get into that Christmas spirit myself as well, as we move ever closer to the big day. What have you asked Santa for this year?
I'm really hard to buy for, I'll be honest. I like gaming stuff. It gets expensive and all the rest of it. So I am getting Guardians of the Galaxy on PS5 for Christmas. The wife's bought me that.
Is that out, is it?
Yeah, it came out about a month ago, actually. I saw a video on it on Digital Foundry, actually did a video on it, and I was quite impressed by it. So I thought, doing all that, be a good Christmas present.
Okay, interesting.
So,
yeah, I saw there was loads and loads of stuff for that on, like, was it E3 or one of the press conference shows?
Yeah.
Was it Ubisoft's stage or someone's stage? It was on for ages, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's a funny one because the Avengers game sort of got like serially panned by everybody, but actually the Guardians of the Galaxy game has had some really good reviews on it. So I'm looking forward to getting my hands on it. It's a single player game, no multiplayer rubbish. I'm just looking forward to it.
Sounds good. Anything else? Or
money, I think. Like I say, I'm really difficult to buy for, so I put money towards things like Shenmue gear, games, or whatnot. What about yourself?
I suppose I'm a little bit the same, mate. I mean, I tend to buy what I want myself, if you know what I mean, throughout the year. So when it comes to Christmas, yeah, I'm probably the same. I'm a bit hard to buy for. I know my wife's picked up some SEGA shop merch for me.
Excellent.
Christmas jumper and stuff like that we're still waiting for. But other than that, I got recently a Darts Live homeboard.
Oh, yeah, you did?
Yeah, picked it up recently. I saw SEGA Japan tweet out about it. Well, its release. And, of course, I'm bloody influenced by Twitter, buying random shit from there as things pop up. So, I mean, if you remember a few months back, me, you, Paddy, Scribe, Sheep went to Flight Club.
Yeah, we did.
Darts.
Good fun.
I loved it, mate. Yeah, so much fun. And it's actually myself, Paddy, Scribe, and Hannah. We've actually all picked up this new board. So it's come from Japan. It was quite pricey, but it's a Christmas present from my parents. So basically, if any listeners out there don't know what I'm talking about here, if you know the darts mini games in Shenmue or Yakuza where it counts your score up as you're playing, it's literally one of those. It's like a dartboard. You might have seen them in the arcade too. It uses an app on your phone or iPad, whatever, and you could just play basic darts games, really. It's awesome as well because they've just finished a Sonic event for Sonic's 30th anniversary, and every day you get these missions that sort of like refresh within the app, telling you to do certain things like hit the ball twice in a match or finish with a score of 300 or something. And then you earn these miles points, and then you can buy themes and animations from the shop. So I just managed to unlock all of the Sonic ones just before the event ended. So yeah, I mean, it's really fun. If you're into darts, enjoy playing darts at all, I would recommend it. And it allows you to play on your own as well. So, if you're a bit of a loner like me, you can just play against the computer or against yourself. But you can play local co-op, if you've got a friend around. And you can even play against people online or in teams, which is what me, Paddy, and Scribe are planning to do. Is going to do like a 3v3 team, and when Hannah gets her board, probably get her involved as well. And like your phone or iPad or whatever, it kind of acts like a webcam, so you can see. I think Scribe was saying earlier he played online a little bit, and he's coming across mostly Japanese people because obviously that's where the board originated from. But it's quite cool like that because at least you can't see like the cheating, so like you can actually see them. And yeah, I mean, I guess it's quite a social sort of toy. So,
Good idea,
like I say, for
though, isn't it?
someone who's quite antisocial, I mean, I'd probably just be playing it on my own or with the Shenmue gang. But yeah, no, it is a good idea. I agree. And other than that, I think I said it last time. Christmas is just mostly for my daughter now,
Yeah.
so I'm not particularly too fussed about getting anything. I probably just get some money or whatever, like you. And yeah, like I say, I just buy myself what I want most of the time, to my own detriment. Anyway, let's crack into the show. So, for this episode of the show, we want to stick to the Christmas theme, obviously, and talk about Christmas in and around Shenmue. So, the original Shenmue was released actually in December in Japan on the 29th of December 1999. And also in Europe, it was released on December the 1st, 2000, so like nearly a year later. And, again, around that sort of Christmas period. So Japan, I don't particularly think they celebrate Christmas to the best of my knowledge. So I'm wondering how Christmas Eve feel the game felt to them at the time. I mean, even on the 29th of December, so soon after Christmas Day, I'm not too sure. But I think from what I've heard in Japan, they celebrate it a little bit, kind of like in Dobuita, where you get the banners and the stuff in the shop windows. And then as literally as soon as Christmas Day hits, I think everything comes down and you'd never know Christmas had happened. So, whereas over here in the UK, people tend to leave decorations up for at least 14 days, is it?
Something like that, isn't it? It's quite a while.
It is quite a while. It's a couple of weeks. And, I've noticed recently a lot of people can't even be asked to take the lights down at all.
Yeah.
Some houses got lights up all year, really.
Just leave them on, leave them up there and turn them off, don't they?
Turn them off, yeah, not switched on, but, just sitting there ready for following Christmas, I suppose, well prepared, perhaps. How mad with Christmas do you guys go in your house?
I mean, I wouldn't say we go mad. I mean, I don't know if you remember these. You probably growing up, we put up like ceiling decorations, like the foil garland stuff. I don't know if you remember them from being a kid, but we used to put them up when I was a kid, and so did my wife's family. So we sort of both went, well, we want some of this for ourselves.
Like dangly Christmas trees that are silver and that
yeah,
sort of stuff.
Yeah, very, very similar to that, and it's all goes across the ceiling, dotted around everywhere. I mean, it is very 80s/90s, but quite frankly, I quite like it. So why the hell not? And we put,
I can imagine that. Sounds good.
We've got Christmas tree goes up. We don't get a real one because it's just a complete pain. We used to get real ones when I was a kid, but we sort of stopped that as I became an adult, and then decorate our offices and the kitchen and stuff. We don't go mad. I think Christmas we're quite insular. We tend to try and spend Christmas Day together. It sounds really, really petty, I suppose, but there's no arguments at Christmas if we just go, we're staying at home to ourselves and enjoy it, and then go out and see everybody sort of around it, because then it's just a lot easier for everybody. But I love Christmas. I'm a Christmas fan of it. I love celebrating, drinking. I do eat too much over Christmas. My God, every year I go back to the gym and I think, right, I won't do that again. Every year it's the same bloody thing.
Well, the biggest problem's like chocolate, though, isn't it? Really?
Oh God, yeah.
You get so much chocolate over Christmas. I mean, I know we do. People bring selection boxes, and just at work, someone's already given me a box of chocolates already, and it's only like the bloody 8th of December, so
yeah, you've got a long way to go yet.
Got a long way to go. But yeah, I mean, we do similar things. We've got little bits and bobs up. My wife's put these Disney bauble things we got hanging from the ceiling. She collects over the years. We always get like the yearly Disney bauble, and we've actually just picked up a fibre optic tree ourselves, because I think last year we did get a real tree from, like, we went and picked one up.
Yeah.
Strapped it to the car or whatever. And yeah, it's too much of a mess, especially with dogs, because they're running past it, and the pine things are collecting in the feet, and it's just spreading it around the house as well. So this year we've got a fibre optic tree for the living room, and it's pretty nice actually. And my wife wasn't going to bother, and then I thought, well, it's probably would be nice to have a tree up for her daughter, to have a bit of a Christmas theme going on, get it in her head, instill while she's young that Christmas is a thing, decorations go up. It's hard to get your head around like how a child's brain works in relation to time and date and stuff. At the moment, she probably doesn't realise a thing like a calendar. I mean, we do some like set things, like every Thursday she'll go swimming.
Yeah.
So maybe she's like getting into that, like, oh, this is a week. Maybe she thinks that, I don't know. But eventually she'll get to a point where Christmas, I mean, it must happen early, because I remember being excited for Christmas when I was like 4. Do you know what I mean? So it must happen.
I do. You pick it up, don't you? Eventually, sort of 4 or 5, you get that awareness of time, and
adverts and stuff on the TV, I guess.
Yeah, oh god, adverts everywhere, like the biggest,
Christmas
latest
lights.
toys and lights and everything in between. It ramps up now so early, doesn't it? When you think about it,
It does, but then again, I've a lot of people slack recently with Christmas decorations. At least around here, I've not seen half as many as previous years. I don't know if that's the same just around here, or you've noticed as well.
Not so much around. If anything, I've seen more lights this year around here, which is interesting, because I think down south are all miserable bastards. So
that must be like moving on its way up the country then.
Yeah, must be.
Right, so all the way back in episode 1, I spoke about my very first time experiencing Shenmue, and that was on Christmas Day. I didn't get it day 1. I'm not sure if my mum and dad picked it up on release, possibly, but I know it was saved for Christmas Day itself, and that was probably the most I've ever been excited for a game, I think, other than when the Dreamcast was released, and probably that game at the time was Sonic Adventure. So Shenmue obviously topped that in the end, and I remember being able to sneak 20 minutes in on Christmas Day, in between the Christmas events, getting my nan round, watching Christmas films and shows, eating Christmas dinner, etc. And then probably at the end of the night, I delved back into the game. But those initial 20 minutes I can remember quite vividly to a certain extent. I remember like really looking around Rio's room, struggling with the controls and camera a little at first, like most people probably did when they first played the game. But, still being intrigued by the detail just in Rio's room. Obviously seen the opening cutscene too, which blew me away. And I think that Christmas I must have just had Shenmue on my mind that whole day. And don't you think it's surreal to think back to those first times playing the game, not knowing how it's going to completely change our lives, our mentality, interests, and that's without even considering, that first experience of the game with fresh eyes, not knowing where to go, who to speak to, how long the game even is. My mind literally can't even comprehend that feeling these days. The series is just so second nature to us, and I could literally play it with my eyes closed. So I don't know, what was your initial experience of the game like, and was it in and around the Christmas time period for you as well, man?
Mine was just after Christmas, actually. I have my birthday's not very long afterwards, so Shenmue was a birthday present, actually, and I got it and shoved it in my Dreamcast. Sort of, obviously seeing the bits and pieces that are in the gaming magazines, but not knowing a huge amount about it. Quite honestly, I just saw all the screenshots and thought that this looks really, really good, like nothing you'd ever seen in terms of a game before. But I went in blind, and I remember the opening cutscene kicking off, and Landy absolutely destroying a WoW, and I was hooked. From that moment on, I was hooked. I don't think I'd ever seen cinematics in a game like it at the time, and that sort of feeling sticks with me even now. I mean, if I could bottle it and sell it, I would do, quite frankly. And then, like you, I spent ages in the Hazuki Dojo, Rio's bedroom, looking around, opening the drawers, finding the Sega Saturn. It probably took me an hour and a half, I reckon, to go outside, like go into in Sakurajoku, Yamanose, and start sort of milling around there. I mean, I think that's just what it was.
I don't know about you, man, but I reckon just looking around the Hazuki residence and stuff, we probably didn't even see the that first side quest with the old lady who's trying to find the Yamamotos, because I think after 2 p.m. she's long gone.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw that or not. I honestly can't remember. But I do vividly just remember just strolling around, knocking on every door, speaking to every person, and sort of taking things in, assessing the game. And I'll be honest with you, at first, in that first sort of hour and a half, 2 hours, I was like, well, nothing's happening. What's going on here? I remember turning it off. I think I got some lunch or whatever, and went and played something else for a bit. And I came back to it that evening thinking, right, I'm going to sort of sit on this for another sort of 2-3 hours and really get into it. And that was it. That was it. Like, in terms of when the story started moving and the gameplay started kicking in, you started getting into your fights, you started in the free battles. Like the opening cutscene intrigued me and hooked me. But that was hook, line, and sinker. That got me. And I couldn't put it down. For probably about 2 weeks, I kept playing it and kept playing it and kept playing it. I don't know how many hours I poured into that. But I vividly remembered going through Christmas in Dobuita, doing New Year, getting the Zomi cutscenes, and I remember looking on the passport disc and was like checking off all the cutscenes that I was getting at the time as well. I think I got all of them apart from one or two. I can't remember. And
a couple of tough ones to find.
Yeah, and I remember being annoyed that I didn't get them all because I sat there and spent a long time playing the game, and obviously finished the game about 2 weeks later. And yeah, I was a Shenmue fan for life at that point, and it shaped the games that I play and enjoy even to this day.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned the passport, because I was probably the same, looking on the passport disc, just being amazed by the extent to which they went with the game, by even having that passport disc and connecting to the internet. And I mean, I don't remember going in huge details looking at all the character profiles and stuff, because I remember it being really, really slow, like loading and stuff. And obviously on the 1p a minute line, I probably didn't end up doing that. But at least on that offline content, like you say, with the cutscenes, and also in the music list, there was like some songs at the bottom that were like question mark, question mark, question mark. And it was like, how do we get them? So yeah, like you say, it's that first period of time. I mean, it probably did take a good couple of weeks to complete the game. Obviously, we didn't know where we were going or what was to come. I do remember that first playthrough taking quite a long, lengthy amount of time. Didn't you find it was probably the first game I had where it was like cut into multiple discs? I know there was games prior to that, like Panzer Dragoon Saga, but I didn't own that back in the day. So I didn't really have any games that were maybe like longer than 2 discs. So to have this 4-disc sort of game was like just crazy on its own. And you get to the end of disc 1, and it kind of like helped you to know how far through the game you were, in a sense. Like, insert disc 2, insert disc 3. You're in the last section of the game, kind of thing. But I don't know, mate. It's just crazy how much detail there was in the game, and experiencing that for the first time. You can't put it into words. Like you say, I wish you could bottle that feeling, or go back and get your memory, perhaps not your entire memory erased, but just so you can play the game again and then go back and remember. Get your memory erased, play it again, and then take that new, fresh memory of you playing it again for the first time with you, and get all your memories back again.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Not that that's possible, but
no, I'd agree. It's and also at the time, I think the timing of that game was massive for us as teenagers, where you're still sort of finding your way. You can be influenced by things a little bit, and I think the timing of Shenmue in terms of the product, it stood out as levels above anything out there. It really did, and I think that's probably also why it's such a special game to us and the community, because it did something no other game could, and probably hasn't.
Yeah, exactly. It was the first of its kind, first game like that I've ever experienced, and still, I could probably say have ever experienced. I know there's games that have tried to take concepts out from Shenmue and open world genres and this sort of stuff, but there's something really special about Shenmue that has that lasting appeal to me, and obviously you as well, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
It is just a very special series in its own right. So we're going to get into the Christmas spirit a little bit with some Shenmue Christmas music. So first, we're going to take Shenmue 1's own soundtrack. This is actually a passport bonus track, and it is Jingle Bells. Welcome back. That was Jingle Bells from the Shenmue Passport. So, Matt, I've got 6 Shenmue-themed virtual Christmas crackers to open with you on the show.
Cool. Here we go.
Here we go. Let's get the box. Let's pop the first one open. Let's get it out of the box here. Okay, let's go with this one. So, give it a good pull, mate. That's what she said.
A virtual pull.
Virtual pull. Might play a sound effect there. And just pop the hat on. Oh. Sorry, I'm chuckling at my own shit here. Oh, that's cool. It's actually made to look like Shenmue's beret. I'm taking the piss, of course. But what I do have are 6 Shenmue-themed jokes to go with each of these virtual crackers that we'll be opening throughout the show. So the first joke, Matt, prepare yourself. You've actually already heard this one, but just act like it's the first time, okay?
I've probably forgotten it anyway, so carry on.
What did Jar Jar Binks say to Zangief when he was thrown out of his barber store?
Go on.
How rude.
Oh, dear God. Oh, no.
That's the level of jokes you can expect to hear today on the show.
Oh, dear. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, hopefully you actually get the reference there, if you played Shenmue 2, in that case at least, I'm sure.
Cozy down by the fire and enjoy a whole weekend of SEGA radio shows and giveaways. This is Radio Sega's Winterfest 2021.
Hello, it's Titch here. I'm a content creator under the name of TitchLife, and I'm also a lifelong fan of Shenmue. So for me, Christmas and Shenmue are synonymous to each other, and I find that in game and in real life. As the game's set in late 1986, it's kind of a no-brainer that Christmas is a feature of the game, especially as you get about halfway through December. And even before you get that far in, there's patches of snow and ice across the streets, and you can hear it crunching underfoot as you run around, which is a little detail that I really appreciate in the game. So as a child on my first playthrough, I remember it being a complete surprise to see tinsel and lights hung up across the street in Dobuita. And I also liked how Jingle Bells would play in the background and it got progressively louder depending on whereabouts you stood in the street. And then even more of a shock was seeing an actual Santa Claus walking around, completely remaining in character with some ho-ho-hos and Merry Christmases if you spoke to him. And whilst there are no overt events in the game to celebrate Christmas, you can still feel its presence fully there. And I find you feel it even more if you immerse yourself fully in the side quests and take your time to slowly walk around and speak to people. I got a copy of the game around Christmas time because that was when it was released in Europe. Because as a child I was so into Japanese culture and cats, so I was instantly sold on the premise of it. And I recall it took me a long time to complete because back then I didn't have access to the internet and I didn't have access to a physical game guide either. But really I think it came down to the amount of time I spent wandering around and doing side quests because I invested a lot of time into that. I really enjoyed the novelties of buying capsule toys and taking the chance to get a winning can from the vending machines because you had an abundance of pocket money which I didn't have in real life. And once we finished Shenmue 1, after a fair bit of pester power, I managed to get a copy of Shenmue 2 into our household. I found this game world was a lot less Christmassy and a lot bigger than Shenmue 1, and I really felt like a little lost sheep as much as Ryo did in this new world, but that didn't stop me loving the game. I got so many more hours of joy out of it because it was much longer than the first game. So once I completed both of the games, I found myself repeatedly replaying them over and over because even as a child I felt like the games were a second home to me, and I felt that so much that I just couldn't wait for Christmas to come each year where I'd have 2 weeks off and it was just the perfect amount of time to play through Shenmue 1 all over again and get that Christmas feeling. And even then I'd complete Shenmue 1 and carry on into playing Shenmue 2 into the new year. A couple of standout memories of these winter playthroughs for me were being a complete party animal on New Year's Eve, where the clock struck midnight and I was in the middle of playing Shenmue. Another fun memory is playing through Shenmue 2 on Xbox over Christmas because my Dreamcast had broken, and I just remember eating a ridiculous amount of Speculoos biscuits. I was looking for Street Fighters. So even though nowadays as an adult I don't get much chance to pick up the game over Christmas as much, but it is a relief to know now that we have those remasters and it's just so easy just to stick them on and start feeling that snow crunching underfoot and getting into that Christmas spirit with Dobuita. And even then that's enough to take me back to those happy Christmas memories. Thank you Shenmue Dojo for having me on the podcast. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas.
So Christmas in Shenmue Map, when you think of Shenmue 1 and its world, is Christmas one of the things that springs to mind? And what is it about the game changes around Christmas, whether it be the weather aspect with the snow or some of the Christmas-themed banners or jingles that play around Dobuita?
Do you know what? It's the whole feeling around winter and Christmas that I like with it. I mean, I love the snow in Shenmue. I there's something about it that just feels right. It's probably the worst way to describe it in the world, but I would quite happily, deliberately, and I don't know if you did this, I'd walk through the big sort of snowdrifts to get the crunch sound.
The crunchy sound,
satisfying crunch sound as you're walking towards Dobuita, walking down the street. I love that.
And these different levels of the crunch sound as well.
Yeah, exactly. You get like a lighter crunch for sort of the slushy stuff, and then you get a heavier crunch for the proper snowdrifts. Call me sad, but I really quite like that. And I just, the way the scenery changes as well. You see, all the slush on the floor. You see it on the roofs. You see the snow coming down as you're walking through Dobuita, especially at night. There's something about that. You can feel that cold winter, snowy air when you're walking through Dobuita at night. The snow's coming down. It's part of the world. It's part of the world building. It's part of the atmosphere. And then, as you say, you get the Christmas banners pop up. You have Santa walking around advertising some sort of bar, which I can't remember right now. And then the music as well. You hear the little jingles as you're walking down Dobuita Street. It captures Christmas really, really nice. I mean, it's not, like you say, it's not massive in Japan compared to sort of the West, but there's enough of it there that it feels Christmassy enough and it engages you. And then you sort of move into New Year as well, and the changes around that with the ladies coming out in their komos, etc., and celebrating New Year that way. It's just those little intricate touches made winter and made Christmas. That attention to detail, that world building around it's second to none. I mean, you look at the rest of the game, obviously going to spring. Your video, for example, shows the cherry tree growing. Well, I know we're going way off course with that, but it's another example of those small intricate details that Shenmue does brilliantly. And Christmas for me, winter for me, and Shenmue is just hand in hand. I love it, especially the snow. I'm a sucker for it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like you say, you've got that sheer attention to detail, and because they're using a real world date and time system, it allows them to incorporate these seasonal changes. Like you say, Christmas, New Year, and the cherry blossom season. That I don't know how many people know about that, because it's so hard to get. It's like at the tail end of March, early April, and just to get that far in the game naturally it's almost impossible. Unless you just, I don't know how you'd even be spending your days to get that far. The only way that you could realistically do it is just keep failing the stealth area, which is what I did. When you're catching the torch, if you just let that play, just put your controller down, Rio just automatically keeps missing the torch, and it's like a day skip basically, and then get to the tail end of March and then catch it, do the stealth thing, go back home, and the cherry blossom tree it's starting to bloom. At this point, you're going to get heading towards the bad ending, so make sure this isn't your main save. Just try this like as an experiment. And you can also do that to get to Christmas quicker if you like, or like the New Year and stuff. So, I mean, it just captures that living and breathing world with those intricate details. It's crazy. It's crazy that they did it back in 1999, really, in my opinion.
Yeah, unheard of at the time. Absolutely unheard of.
And I've got a blog post from phantomriverstone.com that goes into some of these details around Christmas and the New Year in Shenmue. So I'm just going to read through the post to give people that may have not played Shenmue before or experienced the end of December, the start of January in the game, to see some of these changes. So this is written by Switch, obviously, over on phantomriverstone.com, and I'll pop the link in the description, of course. And he writes, the Shenmue series has been carefully crafted to be played at the player's own pace, without being pressured to rush through to the end. Players are encouraged to take their time and explore and examine the world around them, and are usually rewarded for doing so by the revelation of extra detail, conversations, or even cutscenes that might otherwise go missed or unnoticed. The transformation of the world at New Year in the first game illustrates this perfectly. With the game starting on the 29th of November, players who progress through the game at reasonable pace may finish the game without seeing the changes in appearance that can be seen around Yokosuka in the game at the start of the year. Since we're talking about seasonal changes, let's start by noting the changes seen around Dobuita at Christmas as well. These are likely to be encountered by most players of Shenmue. yeah, I think by the end of the game, possibly, if you've been playing naturally at pleasant speed, you probably will see some Christmas aspects come into play. So from December the 15th to Christmas Day, the shopping street in Dobuita enters into the Christmas spirit. There's shopping street pipes music as Rio walks along Dobuita Street during this period. A number of Christmassy jingles play. These include renditions of Jingle Bells in the vicinity of the Tomato convenience store, and Shenfua's theme outside Yukioichi's Seafood. That's played with chimes and a pipe organ. And a side note, the game treats this music as part of the sound effects, so it plays in parallel with the free explanation music. And even today, in real-life Dobuita, Christmas music is actually piped through speakers during this period, and he took a little bit of a video when he was there during Christmas, and I think they were playing some sort of Christmas song over the speakers on the street, which is pretty cool. Attention to detail again.
Good stuff.
So these Christmas decorations dotted around. You've got red Merry Christmas flags with an image of Santa Claus dotted along the lampposts, and several shops put up tinsel decorations on their facades. The Common A Bakery hangs up a wreath, whilst small Christmas trees appear outside the Global Travel Agency and Funny Bear Burgers. In modern times, Christmas has turned into shopping season in many cities, and Yokosuka is no exception, with a large banner advertising the Yokosuka Christmas Sale. The most memorable character in the area at Christmas time is friendly Santa Maeno, who roams the street all day long and is always happy to let Rio know about the good deals available. I think he's like trying to sell different things into like Hoka lunches and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's the Christmas stuff in the game, really. Like we said, the snow as well and all the decorations and stuff, it really gives that Christmassy feel. So how Yokosuka transforms at New Year. So not so frequently encountered are the changes that Dobuita and the surrounding suburbs undergo during the New Year period, which in the game lasts from January the 1st to the 5th. So it's saying that Japan has the concept of the zodiac calendar, introduced from China, whereby each year is associated with one of the 12 zodiac animals. Shenmue's story begins in 1986, the year of the tiger, and changes to 1987, which was the year of the rabbit. Accordingly, Year of the Rabbit posters and illustrations can be seen displayed in shop windows along the Dobuita shopping street and even on some of the power poles in the hillside suburb of Sakuraoka. The text on the poster reads, New Year's Greetings, and at the side, in smaller lettering, is written New Year 1987, Shops Association. It's a pretty cool detail. The large banners that stretch across Dobuita Street have a new announcement during this period. Right on the heels of the Christmas sale is a New Year's big sale. In Japan, the New Year is a popular time for stores to hold New Year celebration clearance sales. There's also Dobuita Street flowers, so the New Year signals the coming of spring in Japan, bringing with it plum, peach, and cherry blossoms. Hence, branches of artificial pink and white decorative flowers can be seen along Dobuita Street and the side streets. If you look carefully at the decoration, it also holds a small red and white placard with two kanji characters. I can read the kanji characters for big and enter, I think, written on it in stylized form. This represents a wish for a large number of visitors to the stores. Flowers even appear outside the Ape Store in Sakuraoka. There's entrance decoration. So in Japan, in the New Year, a traditional decoration called a shimikazari is placed above an entranceway to prevent bad spirits from entering and to invite a Shinto deity to descend and visit. It's made of sacred Shinto straw rope and other materials such as bitter oranges, ferns, and white ritual paper strips called shide. In Shenmue's New Year, such decorations can be seen not only above the entrance to many of the shops, but also at the entrance to houses in Sakuraoka and Yamanose. So there's street music again. So once again, the Dobuita Business Association has selected a number of tunes, especially for this period, which can be heard as Rio walks along Dobuita Street. The instrument used is the koto, a traditional stringed instrument that is often played to welcome in the New Year in Japan. And finally, I think, is the wearing of traditional costumes. So perhaps the highlight of the change that occurs during the New Year period is a change to traditional costume for a small number of characters. There are 4 female characters who can be seen dressed in kimono. They are Ryo's childhood friends Noriko Nakamura, Eri Tajima, and Miki Maeda, as well as schoolgirl Yumi Morino. They can be found throughout Dobuita Street, Sakuraoka, and Yamanose. The attention to detail includes not only the colourful designs of the cloth and obi belt, but also hairpiece decorations and traditional slippers, zori, with white socks, tabi. Even their walking style and posture changes completely to fit with the smaller stepped gait that a kimono requires. which I don't know if you've seen this, Matt, but it's really cool how the costumes just change at this time period with the kimonos. Look really, really nice.
It's another point of detail, isn't it? They didn't have to go and do that, but it fits with the time period. It fits with the celebrations. Again, it's just world building. It's attention to detail, and actually the way they walk and sort of present themselves is very, very different to what their characters would be normally.
Yeah, probably if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll be showing a little bit of the footage so you can see this if you haven't seen this in play. So during the new year, it would appear that the weather in the game is restricted to either snowy or overcast weather, avoiding rain during this period. However, if we use a small hack to force the weather to turn rainy, we can see that the kimono-wearing characters will happily put up their umbrellas as well. That's an interesting little detail. So, as ever, this is Switch's final comment here. Shenmue amazes with the care and depth taken over details that have no effect on the gameplay or story and may not even be seen by many players. However, without a doubt, they enrichen the experience and reward players who spend time to explore what Shenmue has to offer. Whew. And I'll just make a brief mention as well. There's also a cutscene that plays with Nozomi. I think it's in the Sakudoka Park. If you let the game go past Christmas, I think it's probably one of those hidden cutscenes you try to unlock on the Passport Disc Man.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, and this time she's upset that Christmas has already been and gone and they didn't get to spend any time together. I'm not sure exactly how you unlock that, but I think it's literally just as you let the game go past Christmas. It could be the one where she rings the phone and you have to be there to answer the phone, or if you just walk into Sakudoka after 8 p.m. or something like that happens.
Yeah, I think it's where she phones. I might be wrong. My memory's hazy on it.
Yeah,
you get
sounds
the cutscene
right.
where she tells you about going to Canada first, but then if you get to Christmas, I'm pretty sure she phones the dojo. You answer it, you go and meet her, and you have that Christmas cutscene. Nice cutscene.
Is that in that order as well, or could you get this before the Canada scene?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Answers in the comments below.
Yeah, be interesting to know that one. So yeah, that was a really nice post from Switch there. Just highlights the attention to detail around Christmas and the New Year. Right, Matt, time for another cracker, do you think?
Go for it.
Let's bust one of these out. I'm going to stop doing that. It's fake, of course. But here's another joke. So, why did the chicken cross the road?
No idea.
He's just in the way of the duck race.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, that's shocking, I know. Right, let's quickly move from that straight into our second Christmas song. Here it is. It's Shenmue's theme Christmas version. Welcome back. That was the song titled Sha Hua Christmas, using her old name there. And it's another from Shenmue's Passport.
Enjoying the Winterfest? Why not keep listening to Radio Sega once it's over? There's plenty of live shows, and you can even request your favorite music from our playlist. You're listening to Radio Sega, playing the best Sega music 24/7.
So, Matt, over on the Shenmue Dojo forums, I put up a topic asking forum users for their own Shenmue Christmas memories. Do you want to go through some of the responses that we got?
Yeah, let's have a look. Some of them are quite funny and random, and others are quite traditional. So we'll start at the top, just move our way down. So Kodai Name says, so the funny thing for me was I grew up in New Zealand, and our Christmas in the Southern Hemisphere is, of course, during summer. So while I do agree Shenmue, the first one particularly, is very suited for cold, dreary weather, I didn't quite have the same Christmas connection to Shenmue like many, which you can understand living in barbecue weather.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
During
this
Christmas.
is probably a daft question, but do they actually have a winter period in New Zealand, or is it just all year round?
Well, I imagine they get some sort of shitty weather around what would be their winter. I don't know if they might get snow some parts of it, but I really don't know.
What, like during our summer? So like July-ish?
Yeah, around then.
That's crazy, isn't it?
I don't know if they get much snow there. Someone who lives over there as a native might be able to tell us a bit more. So moving on, Switch replied as well. And he said, the way the suburbs of Yokosuka are transformed by the falling snow in the first game is one of the things that gives the first game such a special Christmas atmosphere. Nothing can match hearing the crunch, crunch, crunch as you guide Rio around Dobuita with the faint sound of the theme song of the Tomato Convenience Store playing in the background. It sounds like he's reading my mind a little bit here. It was always my dream to see and visit a snowy Dobuita in real life. In one January a few years back, I was lucky enough for this to happen. Snow had fallen overnight, and the next morning I took the train down and experienced walking through the snow in the actual Dobuita street and surrounding area. It really did look and feel just the way the game portrayed it. It was truly magical. And he's got a picture there of the shrine, actually, which
looks really nice.
It's got snow on the ground and on the roof, and it does look exactly like a Shenmue game, in fairness. Looks really cool. Next one is from Shenson, and he says here, I used to play Shenmue 1 every year during the winter period. It always felt like I was experiencing two Christmases, one in real life and one virtually through Shenmue. Seeing the snow fall into Dobuita, NPCs walking around town, Christmas decorations on the shop, Christmas music playing, and good old Santa strutting his stuff always brought a smile to my face. Christmas in Shenmue is very special as Dobuita makes you feel like you're actually there living Ryo's life. I'd purposely go around town and visit all the residents to see what they're up to, and even buy Kitty some food from the shop as a present. I would call Ryo's friends on the phone to see how we were doing, and sometimes I would watch the beautiful Shenmue environments as the snow fell to the ground. Speaking about it now brings back such good memories, and only a game like Shenmue can evoke such emotions and such an experience. This game is truly magical. And he's got a cheap plug here, but we'll mention this in more detail later. Check out Shenmue Gaiden if you want to see what really goes down on Christmas Day in Shenmue, which we'll talk about a bit later.
Okay, cool.
Next one is Tente. My first time playing Shenmue was around this time in 2001 when I borrowed it from a friend. It had me hooked. I couldn't put it down for a couple of weeks that it took me to beat it. When it got to Christmas time in game, it was during the event where we had to catch the flashlight and find warehouse number 8. It was very frustrating. It was certainly an experience to see the real-time snowfall, and I was smitten with the way everything looked, because at the time, nothing like it existed yet in terms of gaming. Very true, very true.
Very true.
Spaghetti, or Spags, has come in and said, this is going to sound weird, but I actually associate Shenmue 2 slightly more with Christmas in my head than the original. The original, obviously, yeah, it is a bit funny. The original obviously has deep ties to Christmas for the time of year the game is set and when it released, especially in Europe.
Yeah.
But I bought it myself after Christmas with some money I'd received as a gift and didn't truly start playing until the new year. Christmas 2001 is a very different story. Shenmue 2 was releasing in November and it was the number one thing I'd asked for, and Santa definitely didn't let me down. Unfortunately, I'd made one crucial mistake. My family and I went away for Christmas that year, and I didn't have the foresight to ask to bring the Dreamcast with me. So from December 25th all the way to December 30th, all I could do was sit and stare at my brand new copy of Shenmue 2 and read the manual from cover to cover. On the plus side, it did mean that I was fully prepared for the first Command QTE hit. That watermelon never stood a chance.
That's funny. That is what we used to do back in the day, isn't it? Just sit, read the whole manual before playing the game. At least I did, anyway.
Instruction manuals, man. Bring them back.
Yeah.
Bring them back.
Yeah. Nowadays, you've got to go online and read some sort of digital version.
No.
If they even bother to make one.
I like the hard manuals these days, but unfortunately we don't get them.
Yeah.
The last one is from BCDC Dude. When I got Shenmue in 2000, I was 15 and it was the happiest Christmas I think I'd ever had, although it is tinged with a bit of sadness. My parents had financial struggles, and when I learned that they spend absolutely ages trying to find a copy of Shenmue and Samba Domingo with the maracas, which he still has, they spent £500 on me and my brother each. I feel a little better knowing that I still have many of the presents to this day. Heck, U2 and Offspring albums I got that year are still in constant rotation. Question U2, but Offspring's a good shout. So yeah, Christmas, Shenmue at Christmas, ever since the CVG reveal with the tagline, new greatest game ever, I was desperate for this game. When I finally got the game, I remember playing it for hours on end and just got lost in another world. It wasn't until later the cold, wintry weather in game and in real life had made the two memories intertwined. I think Nozomi might have been one of my first crushes too. So of course, when Shenmue 2 came out a year later, I asked for that for Christmas, and I was initially disappointed. I felt weird playing it. It took a while for me to realise that I was virtually homesick for Yokosuka. Once that twigged, I realised how genius the game was making me feel emotions that I'd never felt before. Shenmue at Christmas reminds me of my dear grandma. She lived directly across the road from us, and at the time I was going through a bit of a rough patch, so I'd stay over hers for a few years keeping her company. I remember loving Shenmue so much, I would bring the game with me, and even though my Dreamcast was at home, I wanted Shenmue around me as much as I could. Nowadays, I don't get to play games as much as I like, but every Christmas I do like to play the soundtrack in the car, Nozomi's Confession on a Gentle Dark Night is Balm for the Soul, along with other Christmas classics that bring me joy, such as the Phil Spector Christmas album, the Greatest Showman soundtrack, Eric Martin's Christmas album of Japanese songs, and the Pokemon Christmas Bash. Very eclectic choices there.
Yeah, very interesting.
The music evokes such nostalgic longing for what appears to be a simpler time. I miss it dearly.
Very nice, very poignant words. I mean, I used to play Shenmue in front of my nan. I think on the weekends, maybe my parents worked quite a lot. And obviously in the school holidays as well, I used to take my Dreamcast and a stack of games, and it always seemed to be playing on Shenmue. And she got so accustomed to it, just watching me play it. She was pretty into the game herself. Not playing it, but just watching it, just knowing. I must have played it probably about 20 times in front of her. So, but yeah, it's great to hear everyone's Shenmue Christmas experiences. I want to thank you all for replying on the forums there. If you want to go check them out, you can head over to the Shenmue Dojo forums there. That was great. So, time for another Christmas cracker, dude.
Do it.
Okay, I'm not going to bother with the box, even though I went to pick it up. So, third joke. That's all we're getting. Just jokes now, sorry. So, here we go. A man walks into a bar and asks the bartender, "Do you know where I can find some sailors?" To which the barman replies, "They're over there, but don't start anything." The man walks over to them and asks, "Are you guys sailors?" To which the men reply, "Sailors? Nah, we're just base workers. Those guys hang around at the Heartbeats bar." So the man leaves and heads to the Heartbeats bar. Again, a man walks into a bar, the Heartbeats bar, and asks the bartender, "Do you know where I can find some sailors?" All of a sudden, a sailor grabs the man on his shoulder and mutters, "You some kind of TV detective?" Actually, mate, this is just the strategy guide I'm reading, sorry.
Yeah. Oh my words.
Bit of joke deception there for you.
Oh dear.
Snow, shows, and Sega all weekend long. This is Radio Sega's Winterfest 2021.
Hi, this is George and Joe Kitchen. Just wanted to send a quick message about Christmas and Shenmue and our experience with it growing up during the holidays. And I think that we both just discussed about the 4 or 5 days around Christmas where you walk around Dobuita, it's snowing, and you have that small window where you get to actually listen to the 4 or 5 chimes that play throughout the city. So we would just find a good place to sit, take our old TV, tint the lighting on it, the coloring, get it nice and dark.
And we would have it in the background, and we would watch. It would be snowing outside once in a while, and we would have Shenmue in the background playing. Where it snows, it's nighttime, and I think Silent Night's one of the songs that plays. I can't remember all of them. I think Jingle Bells was also there.
Yeah, some of them were original compositions, some of them were just actual Christmas songs.
Yeah, but we would have it on the background while we were decorating the house. Our family was big into decorating, or at least Joe and I were. And we would put, all this stuff in the basement. We'd have Christmas lights tied to the ceiling. And, of course, having the Shenmue on in the background with it is just kind of our little thing that we had back in the, year 2000 when we were 20 years old. And it was really one of the last times I remember really getting into Christmas and decorating. And Shenmue was kind of part of that. So that was my memory.
Yeah, and the truth is, 21 years later, nothing's really changed. We're still doing the same things around the same holidays. In fact, he's over at my place right now, and we're just talking about the same things that we always do. So anyway, we wanted to just send that quick message and wish everybody a happy holiday. And thank you very much.
So one of the most exciting things about the show I was looking forward to was giving you, Matt, a bit of a Shenmue quiz.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, so don't worry, it's not Christmas specific. I don't think I could get enough questions out of that, but let me explain how this is going to go down.
Go for it.
So I've got a list of 30 questions. I've got 5 for Shenmue 1, 5 for Shenmue 2, 5 for Shenmue 3. I've got 5 general questions, and then we're going to do 10 musical questions.
Bloody hell.
So all the questions, they're going to test your knowledge of the series and mainly focus on naming things. You'll see what I mean when we get into the quiz. So I want you to get a sheet of paper and a pen, and we're going to go through each question. I'll give you around 10 seconds answer time per question, perhaps maybe a little bit more on some of the questions that I feel are a little bit trickier. And then at the end of the quiz, we're going to go through the answers. So that means don't shout anything out.
Right, fine.
Just write down the answers, and then that will allow the listeners at home to get involved as well if they want to have a go. So guys at home, be honest. Let us know after you tackle the quiz how many questions that you got right yourself. So the way the point system is going to work is if you give me a partial answer to a question, you'll get a point. So say if I ask for 5 things and you give me 2, I'm going to give you a point. But if you can give me the entire question, give me everything that I was asking for, we're going to give you 2 points. Okay. So for the music section, we're just looking at you to recognise the piece of music.
Right.
And give me either the song title or where you think that piece of music is played in the game. So for that, we're only going to give 1 point awarded total, just if you can recognise the piece of music, that's fine.
Cool.
So that means there's a total of 50 points up for grabs. So we got 40 total from the 20 questions and 10 points from the music clips.
Beautiful.
So I want you to try your best to give at least an answer, as if you only get part of the question correct, like I said, you'll earn some points still. And then at the end of the quiz, we're going to go back through the questions and find out what you put, Matt, and I'll give the exact answers then too. Make sure to take part, everyone, and hopefully it should be a lot of fun for a knowledgeable Shenmue fan. Right, Matt, are you ready for the challenge? And have you got any other questions before we begin?
Do I get Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, like mood music?
Lifelines. Well, we might get some sort of time music. I've got a little timer on my phone anyway, so
I will go for that.
I've actually written how many seconds I think a question's worth.
Okay,
So I'm either going to give you 10 seconds or 20 seconds. I'll probably let you know.
cool.
And then when you hear the sound coming out my phone, little beeper noise, we're going to move on.
Right, no problem.
Okay, pens at the ready? Let's start. So these are the Shenmue 1 questions first. So question number 1. What is the name of the apartment complex where Ryo finds the tattoo parlor?
Okay.
Okie dokie. Question number 2. Which Water Dragon store is next to Nagai Industries?
Okay.
If you ever want to clarify anything, by the way, just let me know. Question number 3. Can you name both of the barber stores in Dobuita? Okay, question number 4. How many warehouses are there in the old warehouse district? And question 5. Can you name 6 restaurant or food related stores available on Dobuita Street? I'll give you 20 seconds for this one. So I'm looking for 6 stores or food restaurants. Okay, moving into Shenmue 2 questions now. Question number 6. Name the 6 areas of Wanchai that have quarter in their name. So you'd think there'd be 4, but there's actually 6 quarters. Give you 20 seconds again.
Okay.
Okay. Name 3 locations in Wise Men's Quarter with a Manmo in the name. 10 seconds.
That wasn't quite as mean, that question.
Okay, cool. I thought you might get 2 and then the third one might trick you a little bit. But okay, question number 8. Can you name all 4 of the Voodoo? Or the Wood? How wooed.
Christ.
Okay, question number 9. So for this one, you don't have to give me the exact names, but you can give me the general animal, okay? So for 5 of the 8 keys found in Zuyendar's 5-star corpse room, so they're going to be either the real or the fake keys, can you name 5 out of 8?
5 out of 8, okay.
20 seconds.
Okay, gone. Yes, I think I have.
Good job. Okay, question number 10. How much money does the entry fee for the Rod stunt fight cost?
Okay.
Okay, moving into Shenmue 3 questions. So, name 5 different areas within Bailu Village.
Bloody hell. I'm going to abbreviate them slightly,
That's fine.
just for my writing. Okay.
Okay, question 12. Name the 5 different road names in Niawu. They don't all end in road, by the way. Just think of the roads in Yawu. Okay, question number 13. Name 4 different types of items available from the stalls in Vendor Avenue. So, get your mind in Vendor Avenue, what can you buy? Or what's the store selling? 4 different types.
Okay, I think I've got something.
This one might be slightly easier. Let's see how you get on with this one. So, question 14. Name 3 different capsule toy sets in Shenmue 3.
Okay.
Good stuff, good stuff. Let's let the timer run out. Probably do this next one for 10 then. It's not as hard. Question 15. Name each of the correct animal types that Rio has to think of in order to determine the name of the fighting style of Mr. Muscles.
Oh bloody hell! I can remember the button presses. Damn.
Yeah. We only spoke about this the other day, didn't we?
I know.
Okay, maybe I should have done 20 on that one, but
I thought it'd be alright.
yeah. So we're moving into the general questions now. So these are going to be stuff from the series rather than a specific game. So question 16. How many chapter tiles are there?
Okay.
Question 17. How old was Iwao Hazuki when he died?
Ooh.
You might surprise yourself if you have a guess. Okay, question 18. What is the name given to the martial art style that Janmin can be seen practicing in Lotus Park in the South Commane Quarter?
Gotcha.
You got that one, have you?
Yeah.
Not sure if I would have got that, you know. Question 19. How old is Nozomi Harasaki? And question number 20. What does Shenhua say that the names Bai and Lu mean in Chinese for the village's name of Bailu?
Got that, I think.
Okie dokie, so we're going to move now into the music round. So I'm going to send you pieces of music, Matt, and we're going to play each of them twice. They're very, very tiny clips. So I want you to try and guess either the song title, if possible, or where this song plays in the game, be it a cutscene or like a shop or something. See if you can recognise where this piece of music plays. So here is track number 1.
Okay, let me play it.
Should be an easy one to start.
Yeah, I was going to say I appreciate that one. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, here is track number 2.
Right, let's get my mouse. Okay. Ooh, I'm going to play that again for myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, let's just do a maximum of twice, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's track 3.
Okie doke. Yeah, let's come through. Ah, yes.
Some might be easier than others.
Yeah.
suppose it just depends on if you can recognise them.
I'm describing the scene as best I can, so I don't want to make it ambiguous.
No problem. Okay, I've just sent over track 4.
Okay. Yeah, got that.
Good stuff.
I don't know the name of it, I know exactly where that plays, so that's good. Send me the next one when you're ready. Oh, brilliant. Good timing.
Okay. Yep. Track 5.
Okay, just make that better. Oh.
So, by the way, some of the Shenmue 3 ones might be a bit louder, so prepare for that.
Let me just make sure I haven't gone
For some
mad.
reason, they are really loud.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, here's track 6.
Let me just... got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff. Okay, there's track 7.
Okay, got that.
I don't know if I said, but they're all over, like it's that entire series. Not just a specific
Yeah, that's
game.
fine. That's fine.
Okay, track 8.
Okay, let's give this a go. Okay, I know the name of that one. I better do it. It's played at my wedding.
I snuck that one in just to see if I could catch out. Okay, there's track 9.
Just get that down.
Bit trickier.
I'm torn with that one, but I think I've got it.
Okay, I'm going to send you track 10.
Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, I got it.
Okay, brill. So that is the end of the quiz, guys. If you want to tally up your own scores here as we go through the answers. So, Matt, question 1. What was the name of the apartment complex where Rio finds the tattoo parlor?
Okayama Heights.
Perfect. So, yeah, 2 points for that. I think I said, I'll give you 2 points if you get a question bang on.
Brilliant.
I'll put 2 by that one. So, question 2. Which water dragon store is next to Nagai Industries?
This was harder, but I went for 2, volume 2.
Very good. It is. It's Water Dragon 2 Thrift
Boom.
Store. Question 3. Can you name both of the barber stores in Dobuita?
Oh, I can name one. It's Leo
Okay.
Barber and Hair Salon, but I couldn't get the second.
Okay, so Matt's right. It's Lou Barber and Hair Salon. But the other barbershop is called Maeda Barbershop.
Ah, yes.
It's
Now
the
you
one that
say
you go to first, yeah. And
Now
then
you say
it unlocks the other one because he lets you know that the Mr. Lou or whatever his name is, he's just taken ill or something. I think
Yeah,
they
he's
say
taken
it's
ill,
something.
and you go up there, and then you go into the shop. They say, oh, he's in the park, and then the rest is history.
Yeah, pretty much. Question 4. How many warehouses are there in the old warehouse district? This was kind of a trick question, but let's see what you got.
I took a blind guess and said 8.
Right. See, I thought most people probably would say 8 because that's obviously the warehouse that you go to into where Master Chen is. There's actually 10, though.
Okay.
So I have to give you nothing for that.
Flat
sorry.
wrong.
Can you name 6 restaurants or food-related stores that are available on Dobuita Street?
Right, so Tomato Convenience sells food.
Yep.
Soba Noodles.
Yep.
Aichi Chinese.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Funny Bear Burger.
Yep.
Mario's Pizza Place.
Good stuff.
And I can't remember the name of the bloody bakery, but I wrote bakery.
That's fine. I'll let you off for that. So I'll give you 2 points for that. You got 6. So you could have had Yamaji Soba Noodles, Tamura Butcher Shop, Komine Bakery, Tom's Hot Dogs, Uokichi Seafood, Tomato Convenience Store, Yaokatsu Produce, Takara Sushi, Funny Bear Burgers, Manapukan Ramen, Bob's Pizzeria, Ajiichi Chinese Restaurant. That's it.
Good stuff.
Okay, so if any listeners at home got different answers to Matt, if you got 6 out of a possible 12 options there, well done. So moving into the Shenmue 2 questions. So question 6 was, name the 6 areas of Wanchai that have quarter in their name.
Yep. No specific order. Golden Quarter.
Yep.
Lucky Charm Quarter.
Yep.
White Dynasty Quarter.
Yep.
South Carmine Quarter.
Yep.
Green Market Quarter.
Yep.
And Wise Man's Quarter.
Spot on. Well done. Thought that might be quite tricky, actually.
It took me ages to get Lucky Charm. Ages. I was sat there going, I've got 5. I can't remember the last one.
Yeah, tricky. But good job there. Question 7 was, name 3 locations in Wise Men's Quarter with Manmo in the name.
You got Manmo Park.
Yep.
Manmo Bistro and Manmo Antique Shop.
Ooh, interesting. You didn't do Manmo Temple. So very good. So the possible answers there were Manmo Antiques, Manmo Herb Medicine, Manmo China Shop, Manmo Bistro, Manmo Park, and Manmo Temple.
Beautiful.
So 2 points there, Matt. Question 8, can you name all 4 of the Wood?
Yeah, Gon, Dan, Yi, and Ji.
Spot on. Question 9. So this was the animal keys. You didn't need to give me the exact names, just if you could just say 5 of the animals out of the 8.
So you have the White Tiger.
Yeah.
The Turtle / Tortoise.
Yeah.
Phoenix.
Okay.
Dragon.
Yeah.
And I believe there's a fish.
Spot on. Yeah. So there's a fish key, a goat key, a rooster key, a wild boar key, blue dragon key, phoenix key, white tiger key, and the snake tortoise key that you actually get from Zhang.
Beautiful.
Spot on. So 2 points again there. And question 10, an easiest one, just a bit of a trickish one if you're not sure out of the 3, but how much money does the entry fee for the Rod Stunt fight cost?
$500.
Perfect. Yeah. So you've got Greg Moore was 1,000, and obviously the Chunyan fight is 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving into Shenmue 3 questions. So question 11, name 5 different areas within Bailey Village.
So you've got the Village Square.
Yeah.
Sunflower Grove.
Yeah.
Panda Market.
Yeah.
Hermit's Nest.
Yeah.
And Sunset Hill.
Perfect. 2 points again. So you could have had Shenforce House, the Stone Pit, Marshall Hall, Verdant Bridge, Joy Park, Village Square, Bell Tower, Sunflower Grove, Abandoned Temple, Rainbow Basin, Panda Market, Hermit's Nest, Manuan Temple, Sunset Hill, and Tertiary Spring. Quite a lot of areas, really, when you break it down like that.
Yeah.
So, question 12, name the 5 different road names in Niawu.
So, this was, one of them might be a bit controversial here, but
Okay.
Sonari Road, the Promenade, Venda Avenue, Blossom Road, and I put New Paradise as it's considered a separate section.
Yeah, you've got all 5. That's exactly what I was after.
Excellent.
And those are the only roads in the game, actually. I mean, you maybe could have said the Harbour Pier area, like that sort of area.
Yeah. Could have said that as well.
I'd let you off if you'd have said that one.
Cool.
So, name 4 different types of item available from the stalls in Venda Avenue.
So you can get books, you can get paintings, you can get fruit, and you can get like cooked kebab chicken. I can't remember the name of the shop. Also, actually, I'm going to change that and go noodles.
Noodles. I'll let you have that. Yeah. I think you can get both of those things. I'll just run through the list here. So you've got clothing from Hong Kong Fashion, mooncakes from Shanghai Mooncake, sausages from the Worst Stand. So that's a play on words there, actually. It's pretty cool. The Worst Stand. Yeah, German sausages. Fruit from the Fruit Basket, spices from the Red Pepper, rice from the Instant Fried Rice, egg tarts from Sweet Egg Tart, desserts from Delectable Desserts. There's also kitchenware from Kitchen Castle, dim sum from Koo's Dim Sum, books from Dusty Pages, bird cages from the Birdcage, toys from Tyke Toys, seafood from Seafood Shamai, steam buns from Ray Buns, which I think is a funny name for a shop as well. I think that's a play on words like Ray Buns, Ray Buns.
It's very clever, that.
Very
I like
clever,
that.
yeah. Pictures from Blue Skies Gallery, which I let you have paintings for. That's pictures. That's kind of what they are, aren't they? Like an art gallery. Fruit skewers from Fruit Feast. Masks from Funny Masks. Noodles from Joseph Kitchen's Fried Noodles, of course. Tin foods from Foreign Foodstuffs. Jewellery from Beautiful Baubles. Shooting range. I think I just put that in there. It's not really an item that you can buy, but these are shooting range. Pots from the Bottle Shop. Plants from Greenhouse. Stone butters from Butter Market. Vegetables from the Village Vegetables. More fruits from Fruit Express. Fish from Fish Fair. Fishing equipment from Get River Fish. And just for the sake of naming all the vendors, there's also a turtle racing stand.
Oh, yeah, there
I
is.
probably would have accepted as well. So if you got any 4 out of those, quite an easy question, really. There's quite a lot of choice there. You could probably have made up some answers there to get all 4. But yeah, give yourself 2 points if you got 4 out of possible, whatever there was there, 30 stalls.
It's hard, though, thinking on the spot that quick, because you think
Yeah.
you doubt yourself.
Exactly, yeah, that's true. Within a 20-second time period as well. So, question 14, can you name 3 different capsule toy sets in Shenmue 3?
Keys, cars, and the Shenmue 1 characters in Bailu Village.
Keys. Oh, yeah, capsule key set, yeah, got that. So the possible, you got all 2 points on that one, sorry, you got them all. So the sets available are the animal set, the ball set, the cars set 1, cars set 2, chair set, dog set, firefighter set, fishing set 1, fishing set 2, game set, gem set, golden Buddha set, hat set, heavy machinery set, instrument set, jet boat set, key set, mask set, other Buddha set, plate set, radio set, ring set, Shenmue 1 set, Shenmue 2 set, shoe set, table set, tennis set, TV set, vase set, and weapon set. So if you got any 3 out of those, give yourself 2 points.
Jesus, the amount of them are in there. God, I remember getting that trophy and losing my mind.
Collecting all the sets. Did you get the rare toys?
Yeah, I did it all, and I seriously could have cried.
There is a lot there, isn't there? I don't know. 2, 3,
There's a
4, 5,
shed
6,
load.
7, 28, 29. So they did 30. So there's 30 sets there that you can get. So even though there's no Sega capsule toys in the game, I think they gave us more than enough.
Yeah, didn't they just?
Which is cool to see. So question 15. Name each of the correct animal types that Rio has to think of in order to determine the name of the fighting style of Mr. Muscles.
Right,
His name is Gay or whatever. Gee.
Mr. G.
G. Yeah.
In no specific order: snake, bear, monkey, dragon.
Spot on. Yeah. Snake, monkey, dragon, bear. I got.
I struggled with monkey. I couldn't remember it, and then all of a sudden just came to my head.
Yeah, you did well there, man. I mean, we only spoke about that in episode 8, was it, the podcast? Yeah, because that was the Niao Wu side of
that's
things.
Probably the thing that saved me.
Yeah, I thought that might just be, resonating in your brain a little bit somewhere. So, the general questions, question 16, how many chapter tells are there?
11.
Spot on. I thought that might just throw you a little bit in thinking of like how many of those pictures there was in terms, because obviously at some point there was like 16 chapters, weren't there, at some point?
Yeah, I always remember the picture. I can't remember what's all in them, but I always remember there's 5 at the top.
Yeah.
And then the rest at the bottom. So, or 6.
Yeah, there's like more
5.
at the bottom than this, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, question 17. How old was Iwao Hazuki when he died?
46.
Bang on, man. How did you remember that?
I'll be honest, I sat there and thought, I'm going to go in the middle, and I'll go one either side. And I went the right way. Complete bloody guess.
Question 18. What's the name given to the martial art style that Janmin can be seen practicing in Lotus Park in the South Korean Quarter?
Chen style Tai Chi.
Yes, spot on again. 2 points. Okay, question 19. How old is Nozomi Harazaki?
18.
Bang on. thought it might throw you a bit because obviously there's different ages knocking about with Shenhua and stuff. But yeah, Nozomi's 18, same age as Ryo. Question 20. What does Shenhua say that the names Bai and Lu mean in Chinese for the villages named by Lu?
So it's a white deer.
Yeah. So Bai means white and Lu means deer. Very good. Let's see what you got for the music now. So the first track, what did you get for that?
Our friend Tomato convenience store.
Bang on. I'm going to play a clip, 30-second clip, just so you can hear that in all its glory. Second track, what did you get, man?
This one I struggled with a little bit more, but I put Nozomi Park's scene down for some reason.
Ooh,
I think it's wrong.
It is wrong. So this is the Shewing Sorrow. It's where she's looking at a photo of her brother and Ryo stumbles into the room. Yeah,
completely out. Okay, fine.
So if you guessed the name of the song there, I don't know if that's the exact name, Shewing Sorrow, but if you guessed like that's that cutscene, give yourself 2 points. Or 1 point actually, 1 point. Track 3, what did you get, man?
It's played with the old homeless gentleman when you buy him a coffee or speak to him.
Okay, you got that wrong actually. It's Asia Travel Company, that was.
Oh, shit. So it is?
Yeah.
God, it's so similar.
Very similar now, yeah. I bet. Because I knew what it was going in, but I bet if you had heard that without any context, I can see why you got confused, yeah. Hey guys, it's James, just adding this in here because after the show I went and checked the piece of music that plays during the homeless guy getting kicked out of the warehouse and asking Ryo for a coffee scene, and it is actually the same piece of music that plays for Asia Travel Company. Surprisingly, I didn't realise that they reused the same piece of music in both locations, so Matt was actually correct. So for this particular question, the answer, you could have had the answer that Matt gave, homeless guy getting a coffee, or Asia Travel Company as a correct answer as well. So we'll have to credit Matt a point extra. So whatever his score is at the end of the quiz, add an extra point, and that is Matt's final score.
Damn.
Interesting.
Very similar, actually. I'm here. Yeah, bloody hell. Well, I look stupid.
Okay, track 4, what did you get?
Forklift Shenmue 3.
Yeah, bang on. Track 5.
Am I allowed to say Willy Wonka now? Bailu Village walking down from like Shenhua's house down to the village square.
Yeah, spot on. I did put the name of the song on from what it is in the soundtrack. It's O in Toe, or Ox in Toe, is it?
Ox in Toe, yeah.
And I did put in brackets pure imagination Willy Wonka fame.
Wee.
Wee. Track 6.
Funny enough, I used this in a video, Queen Street Day.
You got it wrong, actually. It's Workers' Peer Day.
Is it? Damn, it sounds very similar.
Yeah, I can see why you get them two mixed up anyway. Workers' Pier and Queen Street, I suppose. Queen Street was the one we used in the other week, actually, wasn't it? For the the episode 8, I think we did it for the Shenmue 3 Niawu thing. Was it? Oh no, that was Wiseman's.
Wiseman's I think we used.
Yeah, okay. Track 7.
Come Over Guest House.
Yeah, spot on. Track 8.
Memories of Distant Days, Carrot Scene.
You got that spot on. Yeah.
Get shot if I didn't know that.
I thought you'd know that one. That's why I picked that one, actually, just see if I could catch you off guard. Track 9.
It's the motorcycle scene as Rio goes sort of picking up the motorcycle off into Dobuita before you hit the sort of the hang on bit.
Yeah, bang on. That's borrowing Naoki's motorbike. And the last track there, I don't know if I caught you off guard a little bit with that one.
A tiny bit, but it's the Rose Garden loading area, walk bit.
Yeah, walking. Well, I put Rose Garden. That's what it's called. So if you've got them, give yourself a total. So Matt, you got 45 out of 50. That's excellent, really.
I'll take that. I will take that all day.
Yeah, spot on. Bang on, mate. Very well done indeed. So how well did you do, listeners? If you want to shoot over a score for yourselves over on Twitter or wherever you follow the dojo, it'd be very interesting to see. And like I say, please be very honest with your scores. Be interesting to see if you did better or worse than Matt. So yeah, well done, Matt, and well done, everyone, for playing at home.
Radio Sega's Winterfest 2021, December 17th to the 20th, only on Radio Sega.
Hey everyone, Casey from the Sega Lounge podcast and Radio Sega here. So my memories of Christmas in Shenmue are probably a bit unusual, I would say. So the way I played through the game the first time all those years ago, Ryo ended up heading to Hong Kong at around Christmas time 1986. And from my very vague memories of that playthrough, when Ryo headed to the harbor for the last time and you get that cutscene of him walking along basically the whole world of the first game, it was snowing, and I do believe I passed by local bars advertising guy Santa Claus. So that scene really hit hard the first time I played it. There was like an extra layer of sadness involved. Everyone was happy, celebrating with their families, and Ryo was leaving town, leaving his family and friends behind in pursuit of the man who killed his father. So all the feels. Anyway, that's what I think of when it comes to Christmas in Shenmue. Thanks for having me, Matt and James. Have a good one, guys.
So we're going to open Cracker 4 now, man.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, moving on very swiftly through this episode. I don't know why I'm still pretending to pick Crackers up. This is a good joke. Okay, I've got a good joke for you now.
Go on.
Okay, so what does Shenhua say every time she goes swimming?
Go on.
Oh dear. Again,
it's made me laugh. It's made me laugh more than it should.
Hopefully you get that reference from the end of Shenmue 2 when she's diving into the river after the deer, of course.
Dear, oh dear. Brilliant.
So let's move on to our next musical interlude, and here is Shenmue's version of Silent Night, Holy Night. Welcome back. That was Silent Night, Holy Night, again from the Shenmue Passport. So next up, Matt, we wanted to highlight a couple of Christmas-themed fan projects. Could you let the listeners know what is out there in terms of fan games, perhaps?
I can do. There's actually a very small collection of them. I'm going to start in sort of order in terms of when they came out.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one I've got here is Shenmue Gaiden, a Christmas event from 2016. This is actually by one of our staff members, Shenson. So what this is it says a short game that he wanted to release on Christmas Day that year, but got pushed back due to work and a few other bits and pieces. Very light-hearted. And the sort of premise of it is you're invited to a Christmas party in Dobuita by your old friend Fuku-san, and upon arriving, you agree to help with party preparations, and a figure watches you from the shadows, and it's up to you and Santa to save Shenmue's Christmas.
Okay.
So it's like a point-and-click type adventure set at Christmas. You are the player, so you enter your own name, and from that point on, the NPCs, etc., refer to you by your actual name, so you can put your own name in. There's like dialogue trees in terms of the choices that you can make, and it's about a half an hour, 40-minute type of game. And it also says here the game is deliberately paced, so don't sort of skip due to impatience, etc. And you can play it in full screen mode. So that's one of them. It's very light-hearted, takes the mickey out of itself a little bit, and is just a bit of fun.
Yeah, very well done as well. I remember watching Peter stream the entirety of the playthrough of that game, and I think I played it myself through as well. And Shanson's done an incredible job, really, just adapting a bit of a Shenmue story within there as well. And it's quite a long game, really. I think it's around 2 hours, really, I think, from memory, to get through the whole thing.
You lead me on to the next one, which is his second entry, and this is 2 hours long.
Oh, okay.
And this is Shenmue Gaiden, A Christmas Story, and this was 2018. And I've got the old dojo topic up. This was slightly late. He released it in February. It's Shenson again. Released this in February 2018, but due to sort of work and other commitments, couldn't get it out in 2017. This is 2.5 hours, so it's quite a long one.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that you recommend people take breaks between days, especially if you're not used to reading so much text. So the plot: the festive season is back, and you've been invited to spend 4 days in Dobuita at the Hazuki residence. However, the enjoyment doesn't last long, as Christmas is thrown into complete chaos. Scrooge is back and now is in possession of 2 important Shenmue items. He also has an army of fighters at his disposal. It's up to you and Santa to recruit a team of capable individuals to confront Scrooge and save Christmas once for all. And it says a new threat lurks in the shadows and is said to be the strongest fighter of them all. Again, it's very similar in vein to the original Christmas story one. In fact, Christmas event one, rather. You are the player. You put your name in. They refer to you as that from that point. There's dynamic choices in this. So what he's done here, he's saying that the responses in the original were very similar regardless of what you choose. However, this has 80% choice variation responses. So it means you can play through the game entirely as a nice guy, bad guy somewhere in between. I can see actually one of the choices he's got man up Fuku-san, which I think is quite funny.
It is funny.
So that's quite good. And it's got capsule machines in there as well, access to the harbour, and access to sort of limited number of stores as well. It's just a big expansion on the previous sort of concept, really, which is cool. There's actually some Shenmue Online characters pop up. I might be making this up, but I swear Kazuma Kiryu pops up in this, or am I making it up?
I vaguely know what you mean, yeah. I think like the Project X Zone sort of drawing of him, I can see popping up for some reason. I can see it in my head, yeah.
Yeah, I might be making that up, but I'm fairly certain there's some sort of cameo appearances in this one. So yeah, it's a 2.5 hour game. And yeah, it's very well put together. You can see the care and the attention that's gone into it with all the branching sort of dialogue trees, etc. It must have taken a bloody age to write that and get it all together and get the feel right. And fair play, it's a good Christmas game, actually. It's good sort of one to sort of dip in and out of, 2.5 hours. I think Peter may have streamed this one in its entirety as well.
That could be the one I'm thinking of, yeah.
Back in
He's
the day.
maybe streamed both of them, but they're definitely worth downloading over Christmas and just devoting a bit of your time to. And where can you download these from, man?
So They are available on through our media section. If not, and you can't get hold of them, then we will put the original links in the YouTube from the .NET forums.
Yeah.
So you can get all of that as well. But yeah, if you haven't played them, they're well worth a go, and just something a bit different to do over the Christmas break. But those are sort of the two sort of more full-on games, if you like. I've got two more here by the same guy, Bloodhound Town. You may remember him, who was putting together Shenmue in Dreams.
Yeah, and you did an interview with this guy as well.
Yeah, I did. I interviewed him. God, it must be a year ago now. Must be. And nice bloke, and was working away at this for quite a long time. And he didn't have the whole thing finished by Christmas last year. But what he did do was do Shenmue VR Christmas in Dobuita. He released it Christmas Day last year, I believe. And you get you can go in VR in Dreams, or you can use your controller, and you get a walk around Dobuita Street in Dreams, and it's quite an accurate representation of it. Actually, I used it in a video when I did some Shenmue in Dreams stuff. I think I did a video in February this year about it, where I covered. There was a Space Harrier remake. There was the Hazuki Dojo, and then there was this.
Yeah,
it's well worth a sort of scoot around. It's got some nice Christmas music playing in the background as well. It's not very long. It's only a few streets, and you've got the loading screens in between, but it gives you a good feel. And actually, it's pretty damn accurate to the Dobuita Street in the game. Actually, nigh on flawless, I would say.
And if you've got VR as well, it's definitely worth dropping into. If you've got Dreams and you've got a PSVR setup, go check it out. It's really well made.
And then the last one isn't a game, but it's sort of a Christmas present. He says is the Rio model for Dreams, where Bloodhound Town has made Rio for Dreams, so you can throw him in any of your Dreams games. You can throw him into Dobuita Street and use him and walk around. You can customize him. You can do what you like. And I believe that's on its way out for Christmas very, very shortly. So check that out as well.
He tweeted that out the other day, actually, didn't he? And
I think it was yesterday or the day. I can't remember.
It looked really cool. It actually fooled me. I thought he'd actually made
the
Rio Azuki action figure, because he looked like he was holding a box, or he had it under the tree or something, and it looked real. And then, watching it back again, you can see that it's actually a graphic.
Very cleverly put together, that video, actually. Yeah. Very well done. I mean, I love his work, and
yeah, I do.
I do hope that the Dreams project sort of gets finished, actually, because I think it's something that A, gets the name out there a bit more, and A, shows off, and B, shows off a really, really good talent for it. And I'm quite big. It doesn't matter whether it's Dreams, Unreal, or anything else. If you want to go and create a game, enjoy yourself, have fun doing it, because that's the whole bloody point of games, is to have fun.
Yeah, and making them as well. It's
exactly.
Dreams is pretty cool.
Dreams is brilliant. It's such a powerful tool. I mean, I've messed around on it. Someone remade Outrun in there. Someone's done Space Harrier. Considering what it is and the creativity out there, it's mind-blowing how good that piece of software is. It's absolutely mind-blowing that you can give somebody who's not a programmer by trade, doesn't have a lot of knowledge of that area, give them the right tools and tutorials around it, and they can create something truly magical. Bring it on. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, and you don't have to have a VR headset for Dreams. It's not a VR-specific game. You can just pick it up, and these people that have made Sonic fan games on there, Mario fan games I've seen, just all sorts. You could just search for anything that you're really interested into, and I'm pretty sure someone's probably tried to make a bit of a game out of it, or some sort of a working concept. Just type in Shenmue, and there must probably about 10 projects now.
Yeah.
Different sort of Shenmue-themed games and stuff that you can try out on Dreams. So yeah, very cool stuff there, man.
Good stuff.
Cool. So let's open Cracker 5.
Wee.
So this one I quite like. It's topical. I didn't really word it like that, but you'll get what I mean.
All right, go for it.
So, did you hear about that new outbreak of mad cow disease in China? I think it started in Kowloon.
Dear.
Sorry, man. Sorry for subjecting you to these terrible, terrible jokes. They're quite fun. They're like incorporating some Shenmue themes.
They live up to the Christmas cracker jokes, that's for sure. They're quite funny. Fair play for writing them. Fair play.
Oh, cheers, man.
There's more Winterfest coming right after this. Check out our full programming schedule at radiosega.net.
So we're in the last segment now of this year's Christmas special, and I wanted to end with a fun little game for us both. So Matt, you don't know anything about this yet, so I've written down 30 character names across the entire series, and for each of them, I've written just one word to describe them. So this was the first word that popped into my head. I want you to do the same. I want you to come up with one word to sum up each of them. So the first word that you can think of when I name the character, and let's try and use 30 different words if possible. One per character, somewhat of a word association style game. Mm-hmm. And we're going to compare and see if we happen to get any matching words.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So
do it.
Okay. Goro.
Elvis.
I said idiot. Master Chen.
Noble.
I said calm. Chai.
Gollum.
Ooh, okay, I said annoying. Nozomi?
Innocent.
Sweet. Similar
Very
sort
close,
of word, actually.
very
Yeah, very
close.
close. Fukusan.
Annoying.
I said big mouth. I don't know if that's two words, but...
You can have it.
Big mouth. Iwao.
Strong.
I said dead.
Dead.
Shit. Tom.
Groovy.
Groovy, as if you said that. I said groovy.
Ah.
Very good, very good. Mark.
American.
Nice. I said dull. I couldn't really think of one for Mark. He just got that sort of drony voice, hasn't he? Ine-san.
Mother.
Not far off, I said caring.
Stuff.
Yeah. Guizhang.
Cool.
Okay, I said noble. I think you said noble for Chen, so
yeah.
Similar. Joy.
Brash.
Reckless.
Close.
Close. Fangmei.
Cat.
Cute, I said. Dalin.
Boxes.
Uncoordinated.
Yeah.
Master Baihu.
Mysterious.
Ooh, I said interesting. Shoeing.
Oh. Awesome.
Strong. Wong.
Little shit.
I said brat. Doing you.
Pain.
Pain. I said fat. Yuan.
Yuan.
This is the female Yuan.
Okay.
Or male, I suppose.
Eccentric.
Mental, I said. So yeah, very similar.
Mental, yeah.
Xiamin.
Calm.
I said graceful. I was thinking of him like doing his Tai Chi. Xianda. Or Yuanda Zhu, depending which game you're playing.
Deceptive.
I said smoky. Flandy.
Ooh. That's a good one. I'm trying to think of a good word for him that isn't evil. Master.
I said dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Aldier.
Village noble.
I don't think my words are very good. I just said old. Shenhua.
Ying to Rio's yang.
Nice. I said companion. So
Yeah, true.
that works.
My fits.
Shilling.
Shilling. Feisty.
Feisty. I just said who? Question mark. That's mainly just because you don't really have much to do with it.
Yeah, it's a shame. I think there was more to her than we got, unfortunately.
Yeah. Master Bay?
Master Bay.
Cormorant guy.
Oh, unassuming.
I just said fisherman. Couldn't really think of anything. Misty One.
Stonemason.
Yes, I said stonemason. Ren.
Oh, cocky.
I said crafty, very similar. Niausun.
Deceptive.
I said boobs.
Boobs.
Master Sun.
Drunk.
Yeah, I said alcoholic. And finally, Rio.
Oh, stubborn.
I said revenge. Very good, very good. So yeah, I think we got 2 bang on and some very similar sort of words there. Yeah, it's just interesting to see how you can condense a character's persona with one word, really.
It's hard to, really
It is quite hard, actually, yeah. And that's probably just because my word knowledge isn't very strong. With a thesaurus out or something. But yeah, so that's it, guys. We've come to the end of this year's Shenmue Dojo Christmas Special for Radio Sega's Winterfest event 2021. Hope you all enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun to produce, and Matt was a great sport with the quizzes and my awful cracker jokes.
Wait.
And we're going to close the show, actually, with a final Christmas cracker joke. So here is the final joke.
Go for it.
That's strange. This one just says Goro.
Wait.
That one was for you, Peter.
Wow, that's the best one of the lot, in fairness.
Best one of the lot. He is a joke, isn't he?
Oh, don't say that publicly, James. You'll get lynched by like half the fan base.
True. Everyone loves Goro.
Oh, dear.
Okay, guys. Thanks again then for an incredible year here at Shenmue Dojo. Thanks for all the kind words you've given us about the podcast over the last year, all the video content too. That's interviews and unboxing series. Shenmue World Issue 1 with 2 to come early next year. Being a part of the forums and the ongoing daily discussion we'll have over there. Lapping up our social media posts and keeping on top of all the latest Shenmue news and merchandise. So let's hope that 2022 is our year once again. Anime knocks it out of the park and sets us up nicely for a Shenmue 4 reveal. Here's open here, Matt.
Yeah, definitely. It's a big year next year. The anime looks good. Just see how we go, and we'll keep the content coming as much as we can.
Great stuff. So we're going to close the show with Christmas on Dobuita Street. Hope you all have a wonderful Christmas, everyone, and we'll see you again in the new year. Take care.
Boom.
Boom.
Ah, look at the time.